going to start with the first equation, which is x squared minus 24x equals 10x. And for that, I'm going to choose factor. Excuse my handwriting. So first off, we want to get the 10x over here. So we're going to do same thing, x squared. But instead, we're going to do, oh, this is not supposed to be an x, my bad. 24 is not supposed to have an x on it. Then we're going to do minus 10x over here. So then we can put it here, 10x minus negative 10x, negative 24 equals 0. So that's our new equation now. Then for that, we're going to do our factor table, which I'm going to just do quick here. And we're going to try to get multipliers of 24 that add up to negative 10, negative 24 multipliers, and then add up to 10. And if we look at that, we get negative 12 and times 2. Negative 12 plus 2 equals negative 10, and negative 12 times 2 equals negative 24. So those are our two factors. So then we put those into our equation, x minus 12, since we have a negative 12, and then x plus 2, since we have a positive 2 here. So then we're gonna have these equal 0, or equal to 0, so we have to put x equals, to put this on the other side of the equal sign, we have to do a positive, so we make this positive, so that's a positive 12, and then to put this on the other side, we have to make it a negative 2, so then negative. And then these are our answers here. X equals 12 and x equals negative 2. Alright, for the next one, we're going to be doing that big number, which is 3x squared plus 26x plus 55 equals 0. For this one, we're going to do the quadratic formula. Quad form. And the quadratic formula is, I'll write it up here, is negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. And first, we're going to do our discriminant, which is this here. So and we have to identify what numbers go in there. This is our b, this is our a, this is our c. So we're going to put 26 squared and then minus 4 times 3 and then times 55. So first we're going to do this, and then 26 squared is 676. So 676. Then 4 times 3 is 12. And then 12 times 55 is 660. 660. So now we're going to do minus 660 because we have this minus sign here. So now we do 676 minus 660, which we got from the discriminant, and that is equal to 16. So then we take our whole equation here, put it back into this one. So we go negative b plus or minus 16, since that's what we got from this, which is equals 16. All over 2 times a. Then we do 2 times a, which is 2 times 3, so that's 6. So I'm just going to mark that out and put 6 there. So now we have to do the square root of 16, which is 4, which should be pretty easy math there. So now our final, we're going to go over here. Our final thing is negative 26 plus or minus 4. Let me change this. This is supposed to be negative 26, not b. Negative 26. Plus or minus 4 all over 6. So then, once we're done with there, we have to do plus or minus. So negative 26 plus 4 is equal to negative 26 plus 4 is 22, or negative 20, or yeah, negative 22. negative 22. And then negative 22 divided by, negative 22 divided by 6 is, I did that on my calculator here, if this can focus, sorry, which is negative 3.6 repeating, which is rounds up to negative 3.7. So our final, one of our answers is x equals negative 3.7. Negative. And then our next answer, we will do negative 26 minus 4, which would be 30. So negative 30 divided by 6, which is 5, negative 5. So then x equals negative 5. X equals negative 5 as well. So these are our two answers. We are going to do the graph. We're going to do solve by graphing. So first, I took my equation here, 2x squared equals 5x plus 7. And we want to keep this a positive number just to keep it easy for ourselves. So we're going to take negative 5 or minus 5x to go to the other side, minus 7 to go to the other side. Then that equals 2x squared minus 5 or negative 5x minus 7. So then now we're gonna have to go into our calculator. As you can see here, we're gonna press Y, and as you can see, I already have the equation in here. So now all I have to do is press graph. There's our graph. Second trace, go down to 0, press enter. Then this is what we get. So I'm gonna go above, so it says left bound, so above 0 left bound. Then it says right bound, so then we're gonna go just to the right and then enter. That equals negative 1. As you can see here, x equals negative 1. So that is our first x. Next, we're gonna have to go to, I just do this, so I do second trace again, go down to 0. Then we're gonna do left bound, but instead we're not gonna go above the 0. Then here, we're gonna go all the way up above the 0, press enter. Then we get negative 3.5, which again I got here, negative 3.5x. So our first answer is x equals negative 1, and then x equals 3.5, excuse me, no negative. And that's how solving by graphing works. We're completing the square. And we're doing the equation x squared minus 6x minus 11. So first we have the equation here, we have to get 11 to the other side, so plus 11. And then it's x squared minus 6x equals 11. Then we're going to put it into our box. So we have to break apart this 6x here. So to do that, we have a negative 3 and a negative 3. And then on the outside, we have to figure out, we just do a negative 3, or this is negative 3x, sorry, inside. Negative 3x inside, negative 3x inside, and then negative 3 outside, negative 3 outside. And then we just have to find our missing number, which if you see here, 3 times 3 is 9, so it's positive 9. Negative times a negative is a positive, so it's positive 9 there. So next, we're going to put that into our equation, x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 11. But then we have to put plus 9 on the other side, so that actually equals 20, as you can see there. Then we have to factor these two numbers. So that's just going to be x minus 3 squared, and then we have to find the square root, so we do that. This takes away that, so then it's just x minus 3, and then the square root of 20, it's not a perfect square, so we have to take 5, because 5 times 2 is 20, or I mean, sorry, 5 times 4 is 20, and then we have to, so we do 5 times 4, 5, and then 4, and then we can break down 4 to 2, so then the answer is 5, 2, and then but we still have this. So then we have to put this onto the other side of the equation, plus 3. Bring that over. I'm so sorry, my stuff is sloppy. So then we do then we have x equals 3 plus or minus 2 to the 5th, or 2, 5. And that's the final answer. Alright, since my handwriting is not too well, I'm just going to give an explanation on why I chose to do which ones I chose. So for the first one, I saw that it was, you know, just an easy put the 10 over, or put the 10 over on this side. And it seemed like just easy numbers you'd be able to factor. 24 and 10, I just instantly thought of, you know, 12 times 2. So that's the reason I chose factoring. Just seemed easy to me, and it was the first one. So the second one, the reason I did quadratic formula was because it is the biggest number, and the quadratic formula is just always you can do it with any equation, and I just thought that would make the most sense using the quadratic formula for the biggest numbers. And then the next one we did was the graphing, and I chose this one because I was kind of confused on this one, and I skipped it for the first time, and I went to the next one and did the solve by square, because I saw that this was just an easy put over, and then this was an equal number, and that would be easy to put into square. So then I went back up here, put this into the calculator, and that is why I chose this one. So that's the reasoning on why I chose all my the equations.